hop is not the streets, it's entertainment.
Facts.
It's all a show. It's supposed to be a show. The fact that we want it real, there's something wrong with us.
But I want to ask you, man, what is life teaching you right now? But I can go on record and say Prince was more masculine than him.
Prince was tripping too.
Do you like this new Drake diss or whatnot? Because I ain't gonna lie.
We're dealing with spiritual warfare, technological warfare, biological warfare, psychological warfare, information warfare. It's like you have to pay attention to the times that we are in. This is a time where you really want to push past those feelings and he think about his vision. He think about his will, his plan, his ideas and shit. He execute. That's man.
If it's a problem, it's a solution.
That's not acceptable for men to do.
I'm building, I'm writing down my goals, and I'm executing, and I'm on my mission, tunnel vision.
I like the setting of man to man. Man, it's just like a safe space to just speak freely upon everything.
Like we talk like men. Peace, family. Welcome to the Man to Man Show, where we talk as gods. You dig? I'm your host, Steve Jones, and I'm back. I know y'all been missing me. I'm here with my good brother, Mr. 19 Kid.
Man, what's happening with
What's
you?
happening with you? Peace to the God. You okay today?
I'm not okay, man.
Now I want to ask you a real
Uzi
question.
pissed me off.
Now look, yeah, we're gonna get into that for sure. You know I put that on it. But I want to ask you, man, what is life teaching you right now?
Process and patience. I'm just at this point now, man. I just think it got to be patience because sometimes it feels like, what is we all doing? It seems like it should be so easy in the midst of things for the collective to really get some progress. But honestly, it don't be really feeling like enough is changing fast enough.
Yeah.
People now, like, we don't really operate with a sense of urgency. You know, we know each other, we cool with each other, we watch each other, we so-called support as a viewer of people's movements. We don't actually work together. Everybody got their own egos and disposition towards that. And we don't believe in ourselves enough to believe in each other, to be led by each other, to cooperate and to collaborate. And it's sad because it's exactly where the enemy wants us. It's exactly how he's programmed and trained us. And the very things that we celebrate is our failure, right? Our individual success. And I got me money here and I've made it to here. And it don't mean nothing, to be honest.
Now, does that sometimes make you feel like, man, forget collaborating? Or do you want to be that symbol that represents the collaboration and the, collectiveness?
I mean, I've been doing that for a long time. I've had good collaborations and bad, It doesn't kill my spirit, but I'm tired of being the one who's always initiating the collaborations, because that means to me, you don't really see the vision like I see it. Everybody got their own plan they want to work. I get it. It's the world. You forget I'm just going to build mine up for my family, and you're going to try to build you wealth in your little pocket, but that's not going to work because you ain't got no security. You build your family up. You build your wealth up. Let's say your son or daughter, right? You pass it down in what? A dog-eat-dog world? They going to need somebody that they can connect with. You telling me your daughter and your son don't have somebody else that has the same amount of wealth, and not just them, they going to need another 10 families that they connected with, 20 families they connected with. The goal got to be focused on building up a tribe and a community. You feel me? And if we're not doing that, there's literally nothing to celebrate in the individual success. We robbing ourselves of true liberation by not working together. And the reason why is because we got a bad attitude. Your attitude is like your disposition and position in life, right? Your attitude informs your faith, right? Which sets the structure and the law for your life that you live. And when your attitude, as Minister Farrakhan was teaching his lesson on it, he was explaining that when you have a bad attitude, like a coach would tell you, like you can be talented as you want to, but you ain't got the right attitude for this. Yeah. And if you approach things with a bad attitude, it's going to equal how far you go. So it's the same thing but how did that person have that bad attitude? What programmed them to have that bad attitude?
Now you got to unprogram yourself.
Because when you meet somebody and beforehand you meet them, I tell you something bad about them. You know what I'm saying? I say, brother, sucker, man, he be doing busted shit. I don't like bro at all. You feel me? You're a weirdo. When you meet him, you might have an attitude towards him, right? you might act indifferent. You might have a certain disposition and a position and a perspective on them now. So now he gonna feel that energy. Like, damn, my attitude's a little off. That was weird. What was that all about? Right? Because I informed your attitude about him. So now you have a disposition. And it's the same way how media informs the attitude that we have about ourselves. Like the ideas about relationship, ideas about family, ideas about collective unity, right? And liberation and freedom and building wealth, right? And ideas about the industry and all of these different things, Black people and African, all of it is an informed attitude that we have that changes our disposition, which then controls how far we're going to go, right? In the particular situation. So when I look at it and I'll be looking at the landscape, I'll be like, damn, as soon as we start talking about collaboration, we got a bad attitude, right? Because now we like, no, we can't do that Black Wall Street fail. We can't do that. They watching us.
Man.
It's working so well that we don't even have that faith anymore. And that faith means we lack the substance of what's needed to bring it into reality because your faith informs your reality. Yeah. So I've been pondering upon that, like our attitude is too bad for us to do anything. And it starts with an attitude towards self. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, there's nothing you can do. You got to have a certain amount of self-love, and only programming from media can do that. Starting.
And speaking of programming from the media, I just seen in the news today that 50 Cent acquired a 985,000 square foot production studio, which means he's going to be rolling out a lot of films, a lot of portrayal of Black peoples. And, you know, so far, all his shows is just focused on, you know, the drug aspect, the drug culture. What you think he need to do with this since he got, you know what I'm saying, this platform now and he finna be like the next Tyler Perry?
I don't want him to be the next Tyler Perry.
Well, I'm just saying as far as being, you know what I'm saying, a producer of films and putting out images.
It's what he can get greenlit. It's his studio. The question is where does the money come from? Advertisers. So he can put together that production, or investors. This wasn't even in the news cycle big enough.
Yeah.
The hip hop feuds were in the news cycle. A Black man gets almost 1 million square footage, starting in Shreveport. The city leased it to him for like $3,400 a year on a 30-year lease. And he has to bring jobs there, and he has to do a few movies per year, minimum. So there's going to be a lot of things coming from that. I don't care about his feuds and his beef. Now, recently he's been having his issues with Diddy, which was another media, right, moguls in the making and beginnings. And now Revolt has to be sold. They still finalizing that process from what I hear. Nothing is final over there. But we would rather see collaboration. I would rather, first, before I get to your question, I would have rather seen, right, or rather see LeBron, he got his own media thing. Kevin Hart has his own media thing. Revolt is his own media thing, right? You got the Essence and all these different people. We don't need y'all all competing. We don't need y'all all fighting for that same small percentage of dollars that get allocated to Black media, right? So, you know, the money that they put, the pre-ups that they put up for, so they do it in different ways. They give you money up front, the upfronts. So that's coming in May, right? Then they give you money. That means that they give you money before you even shoot. Then they allocate $100 million to you. And then as you make things, then you basically putting that advertisement on there. They give you money for production, all of that. So now you kind of fighting for that cycle. And I just hope that it becomes a situation, instead of seeing each other as competition, it's a cooperation, because that's what usually happens. Tyler Perry working with BET, right? It's a cooperation. Yeah. Now, to the point of the type of content, we need content that informs our attitude about life, that allows it to be aspirational. We usually only get greenlit things that are reflective of the negative ills towards society. So we have a negative attitude towards things and our position and disposition towards it. If I only see niggas killing each other, if I only see scandalous women, masculine women, feminine men, if I only see, you know, this constant push an agenda, right? Of the justification of the Black community if I don't see any family. Because at first when we had those family shows, it was informing our attitude. Like we seen Family Matters, we seen family together. So we're like, oh, it's possible. I can see myself doing that. So now when you get in it, you have a certain attitude of possibility. But now we don't see it nowhere. Now, when we think about marriage, we think about a 50% statistic that it fails. We think about, oh, most of them get broken up because we got all of this negative programming in our mind. So I want to see only programming for the most part that, or at least a dominant, or at least a balance programming that informs a better attitude towards the future, the past, and the present. And however you go about doing that, right? Whether it's life dramas, whether it's comedies, whether it's sci-fi, whether it's psychological thrillers, whether it's game shows, movies, whatever it is, that's what I want to see. If you're going to jump into Crownz Society, you're saying that I represent power, I represent knowledge of self.
Stepping in the name of drip, get ready with me. Stepping in the name of drip, get ready.
I wear the crown to just symbolize, like, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know my purpose.
It's abundance, it's royalty, it's prosperity, it's energy.
Put in.
Yes.
I gotta walk with my head held high because you gotta see this and you gotta see this.
I believe that if anybody wants to be able to protect their mind and be able to think freely, you gotta get Crownz Society today, man.
Neo after the blue pill, the color palette's all black. James Bond mixed with Malcolm X in my Che Guevara era.
I feel you, man. And you said a key word, right, when you were just breaking that down. You said the word attitude.
Yeah.
And we're going to get back into the zestification of hip-hop that has been going on. Over the past couple of days, Coachella has a concert. And everybody know Coachella is, I can consider this as the biggest stage, especially for artists performing, whether they up and coming or, you know, known superstars. And over the past couple of days, I had made a post last week, says rapper Lil Uzi trying to tell us something because he came on the stage voguing. But last night they uploaded a video of him wearing a halter top with his hair dyed red, with a purse on. Now, you know, he tried to kick it to everybody, you know, like it's a misunderstanding or a misconception or he's non-conforming. However, it's zesty. We just gonna tell it and call it what it is. We're gonna call a spade a spade. The shit is zesty, and you having a cult following, and you're brainwashing people.
He's a homoconceptual is what they saying.
I never been an Uzi fan. That ain't the type of music I listen to, but I know he got a big following.
Listen, if you, I don't understand this idea that everybody be talking about this new trolling thing where heterosexual men have to act homosexual in order to troll the world to push some sort of boundaries. That is not a real thing, right? That's cap to me. I think that that's them wanting to do that, right? So at the end of the day, I don't like it because number one, first of all, let's do this.
Yeah.
Uzi is not hip hop and that behavior is not hip hop.
Well, they consider, they consider it rap music, which is
he calls himself a rock star. So rock stars are like weirdos that get to be in all these different lanes. They supposed to be, I don't know what the hell they supposed to be, but that's kind of the idea. He called himself a rock star. So what that did is it allowed all the rappers to give him a pass. He from Philly, he from the streets. You know you ain't gonna have no partner from Philly that's with you from the streets.
Yeah.
And boy dressed like that and y'all walking around cool with a halter top and a dress. And
I seen a lot of people, they tried to compare him to Prince. But I can go on record and say Prince was more masculine than him.
Prince was tripping too, coming out there with ass chaps. That's why they took that boy Masters. I don't know why people be the past behavior of something that was weird is not promotion for something further. Like, first of all, this is why Michael Jackson was way better than Prince ever would be.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't besides Purple Rain, and I know Prince fans will get on. Ain't nobody listening to Prince, right? Y'all can talk about all the women he messed with all you want to, right? But every other, that matters none. Like, if the amount of women that want you, women would like any man of fame.
Yeah. As long as he got the bag up.
Right. Like, they can say what they want to. Like, I don't know what I don't even want to talk about Prince because that don't even matter. Like Prince is not somebody you look up to for masculinity at all. He's not a staple in the masculine community.
He's definitely not
herald up at all. We're saying that he was, at the time they were saying he was masculine for the feminine things he was doing. For a man that's coming out there and doing all these zesty things, the way he carried himself outside of that, people would say could be attributed to similar characteristics of a masculine man. So that don't even matter. And I don't know why people bring up Prince as if motherfuckers out here worshiping Prince. Nobody is. Nobody cares about Prince's legacy, you know what I mean, as far as what it concerns to masculinity and the agenda. And the agenda is very real. There's a lot of great rappers. There's a lot of great artists. They only pick certain ones that they know are safe, that they allow to be on these stages to do this weird stuff. So these young children are brainwashed with these ideas. Right? Because who is his target audience? It ain't grown men. His target audience is like young people, young children. They the ones who look at that weird behavior and be influenced by it because they don't know how to think. So, and I'm disappointed at everybody that pushes him, right? And then won't say nothing ever about nothing. There was a time where cats actually had some kind of principles about things.
Right.
They'd be like, yeah, that's my artist, but I find that stuff weird as well. You feel me? Or somebody had talked to him like an OG and get in his ear. That's weird. You feel me? So I think it's all weirdo behavior and hip hop is going down bad when y'all beefing over. I don't know what people are beefing over nowadays. I enjoy some of the entertainment, but what are we even beefing over? Can somebody tell me which one of these beefs are started over and why?
Yeah, we gonna get into that real quick.
I can. Do you know one? Just hold up. We got a lot of.
We gonna get into
you
it.
Tell me one reason why.
I don't know the reasons, right? All I know is I was saying in the comments last week because I wasn't here for the episode, but somebody say that I must have dished out on the episode because Super Future dropped his album. That ain't true.
Who?
Super Future, man. You know, Super Future. That's what he called himself. You not a fan?
I thought he was your hero.
No, you not a fan? Oh well, we can say he's like a hero now because Super Future dropped an album and he created the rap Avengers. So he might be a superhero. Now, however, when he dropped his album, right?
The rap Avengers?
Listen, wait. He created a rap Avengers, bro.
Oh, you calling Drake Thanos.
Hold on.
That's giving Drake more credit.
Drake is the biggest artist. He might be Thanos. He's the biggest artist, for sure. Number one spot, held it down, and he's still being consistent with that spot. But let's break this down, like the timeline of it all, right? So, Future dropped the album. Now, we don't know the problem with him and Drake. Probably will never know. But when he rolled out this album, we end up getting a new rap bar from your boy Kendrick Lamar. He called out Drake. Came out left field. Future came back the following week and dropped another album. Got your boy The Weeknd on there, Travis Scott, everybody going there, Drake. Drake drops his disses. He goes back at Rick Ross. Rick Ross dropped a diss. Rick Ross had one of the greatest, you know what I'm saying, disses that I heard in a long time because it was actually like real hip hop. Drake's was cool or whatnot. But then last night I wake up and I see that your boy Drake used AI to diss your boy Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar still hasn't responded after he done caused all his ruckus. Now, do you like this new Drake diss or whatnot? Because I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really feeling his AI diss or not. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he could have had better bars if he was. The idea was good, but if he was gonna use Tupac and Snoop Dogg for AI, you should have had better bars. That's what I feel.
I think it definitely was rushed. I think it was rushed because he don't know what minute Kendrick is going to drop anything.
Yeah.
But to your point, so Drake, the way he handles beef is very strategic, and you got to understand when you're dealing with war, because that's what this is. It's a war. Right?
Oh yeah.
And these are two opposing strategies. You have to understand what wins a war, right? And one thing I can say about Drake and what it seems like is he's very strategic in understanding the landscape that he's in and the way that he has to go about fight. So let's go to 50 Cent when he started beefing with Meek Mills at one point in time. He did not try to verbally battle him. He created a war of memes because he understands the internet culture.
Yeah.
That I can just present an attitude towards you, right? And make you look bad and take this out of rap. You feel me? So he understood that meme culture, right? And so Rick Ross understands that meme culture as well. Like this stuff can be jokes and I can make fun of you and I can get the court of public opinion on my side.
White boy.
Exactly, right? So it's not just about, they understand in social media days, rapping good ain't the only qualification because your fans and your stands and then your media and all this bias gonna be against you. So you have to sway the emotions of the people.
Yeah.
You feel me? In order to get them with you, then you got to give them material that they can run with, give them talking points they can run with. So Drake understood that when he was first battling Meek Mill, and he understood the blog culture, the social media culture.
Yeah.
Right? He understood, the back-to-back, the witty lines that's going to be repeated. He understood the storyline narratives that he was creating. He used that social media and that blog culture at that time. So, and you know, like I said, beef has always been like that. Cameron and 50 Cent back in those days, Curtis, you know what I mean? Using a person's real name. Then they start uploading all these pictures and then they got propaganda and it's like this back and forth propaganda war. It wasn't just pure rap. It was, I need to tear you down and your reputation. I need to create antics. It got to be entertaining because you got to get the people on your side. It's a campaign against you at this point.
Yeah.
So I look at it like that as far as the way they go back and forth. Now, Kendrick has only made one move this whole entire time.
Yeah.
And that
after he caused the ruckus.
That was, I'm going to go directly at Drake on Future's album Rollout. Yeah. That's the one thing that he's did. So, but the thing about it is that it trended and it worked and it became number one and it's still trending. So now, not only Drake had to respond to multiple combatants and enemies, right? And when you're going against multiple enemies, you can't turn your back on none. You got to slice them all down one by one. You feel me? And you can't let your enemy know what your next strategy is, right? Miyamoto Musashi, he wrote the Book of Five Rings and he talked about how every time he went in there, right, he would always have to go with a different strategy. And it's called not fighting yesterday's war. So he can't use the same strategy that he used on Meek Mill to win this one.
Yeah.
It got to be different, understanding the landscape. We are now in the post-Cat Williams era. You know what I'm saying? We're now in the post-truth era. We're now in the AI era. So he said, okay, what are the tools today to utilize? So he went in his bag after understanding that it was trending and people are still talking about like that because it's trending. Right? So they like, man, wait a minute, this stuff number one. He ain't dropped it on this. So now Drake drops his to get 2.6 million views in a single day. Now it's charted, right? Rick Ross dropped his to get 600, thousand views in a day, right? Now that's his single biggest release. You feel me? Of a single day for his whole career.
Yeah.
Right? So he understanding that landscape like, wait a minute, as long as his stuff charting, I'm losing. Yeah. Right? Because we are a number generation.
Yeah.
So that's what we going by. We ain't just going by the lyrics. We going by the fact it's a number one song. And y'all made Billboard the standard of the echelon in hip hop.
Yeah.
So now he like, okay, let me go back and let me figure out what I can do. He had the AI disc that came out, right? What I need to do is I need to give the coaches something to talk about other than this. Right? So what do I need? I already went at them once. Now let me do a little bit of my old strategy back to back, but let me twist it up. Let me add in there now some cultural reference.
The West Coast artists.
We got Snoop, and I'm going to use the AI, and I'm going to control the narrative and put a campaign out like now I'm the bully baiting him. Saying that drop. I told you to drop last time. You didn't drop. Now I'm waiting on you. Now it's kind of like, bro, I'm begging you to do something. Yeah. He said, I'm number one. I've been begging you. Y'all say y'all want to fight me. Get in the ring. Let's go.
So speaking of getting in the ring, another unsurprising disc came out today. Kanye West jumped on the Like That remix.
Yeah.
And it was hard.
It's all strategy on all ends. Kanye wants to be, of course, inside. It's called hijacking the news when you do that.
Oh, facts.
So there's a large news story, and then you take it and make it about you. And of course, Kanye West has already said that he should have dropped something. I think it was light. I think it was mid, to be honest.
Yeah, I liked it. I think he.
But he did exactly.
Could have went in it, but I like the flow.
In the last episode, I said this exactly to a T. I said this is what Kanye should do. He should drop it, to where it's not really going to anybody too crazily, but it's just reminding them that I'm here and I'm Kanye West.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Because
That's exactly what I said
him out the big three. They try to leave him out all the
so
time.
that's what he did. He like, no, I'm here. I'm relevant. I'm Kanye West. I'm in the conversation.
Yeah.
Y'all can't never have this conversation without me. And he threw a diss at J. Cole. But like I said, back to Drake's strategy. Drake's strategy was, regardless of the execution, it did what it wanted to do. It got his fans, some people said he's a genius for it. Some people saying he's brilliant. He gave his fans what he needs to be like, bro, I'm the top dog and I'm asking them. They all came at me. And then he has to also be on some Bolo Young Into the Dragon type stuff where, listen, I told you, anybody else want it, I got it for you too. Don't think I ain't got the time for it. I got the time for it. And now I want to let y'all know I'm going to be on your head top, and you now, guess what? You don't know what to expect next.
Now, only thing I like about this is that the only thing I like about the divisiveness of it all, maybe these rappers will stop sounding like each other. And the only reason that we are reporting on this hip hop music is because we know with these rappers, it's not going to spill over to the streets like NBA Youngboy or Boosie type beef or something like that. You know, this is hip hop. This is hip hop, to be honest. And I do feel like it's kind of staged, to be honest.
It feels like it's for the benefit of all parties.
Wait a minute. Let me get this thought out real quick. I feel like, we got a report that last year hip hop had the lowest number in streams or whatnot, with nobody streaming hip hop. But now that this beef is going on, hip hop is back in the forefront. I feel like it was our plan to bring the numbers back up because, like you said, it is a numbers game. But I could be wrong. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that if they smart, it's staged. If they smart, it is. It's the WWE is back. The spectacle is back. The Rock is back. The final boss is back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's entertainment. We know it's fake, but we love it. You feel me? That's what WWE is, right? It's convincing entertainment. So if the hip hop understands that it is entertainment, hip hop is not the streets, it's entertainment.
Facts.
It's all a show. It's supposed to be a show. The fact that we want it real, there's something wrong with us. You feel me? Like that to me, that's something wrong with the hip hop fan. Y'all really want them to be beefing and ready to kill each other?
Man.
When he said he gonna see you and smack you, you really want that to happen?
Man.
Relax. These are grown men with children and they all in their late 30s and early 40s. You know what I'm saying? They can't even
see, and that's why I like Rick Ross' approach, because like you said, they understand the landscape. When you go on Rick Ross' page, he's laughing. He's really laughing. Like he know that it's just rapping. We going back and forth talking
it's the
shit.
WWE, man. This stuff ain't this the WWE. Rock is an actor, and we glad the fact that he came back and started smacking white boys up and calling them boys.
I feel like everybody needs to give the boy Metro Boomin his flowers because he's the one
he from
that
St.
caused.
Louis, so salute to Metro.
Yeah, he caused all this ruckus that's going on, and he didn't have to say a word. He just went and got different orders. Like somebody say, DJ Khaled ain't gonna never be able to put out another album.
He probably still got remixes with everybody.
Nah, but look,
got a whole Drake.
But for real though,
drop.
The strategic thing about Metro
I got
Boomin,
3 songs with Drake and Kendrick. 3.
the strategic thing about it all is, although all of this happened over Future's album, Future and Metro Boomin hasn't said anything about Drake.
Now that's interesting.
That's interesting.
But that's strategic, I think, for Future. Because if he ever wants to say something now, he got another moment that he can use. Each time they do these, they create their own moments. And these moments are funnels that go into products that they can monetize, right? It's all a business. Kendrick is his own business. These are companies at the end of the day, right? These companies are going at each other, right? That's the way I look at it. Drake is a company. Kendrick's a company. Rick Ross a company. Future, Metro. These are all companies. This is corporate thugging right here. You feel me? That's the way I'm looking at it. This is industry beef. So it's entertaining, right? Because like I said, people like the WWE. You feel me? This is worldwide hip hop wrestling we got going on. So you don't play the game the way it used to be played. You have to play the game the way it is now. AI is here. And the more things that we can talk about is the fact that Drake used AI while UMG and all of these other different record labels been talking about, they've been trying to take down anytime people been using it for copyright, changed the landscape. So now that he's using it, he's popularized it. Now he's basically giving it a stamp of approval, right? Because now he can't complain about it. He was the one who initiated it. He was the one who actually used it.
Yeah.
Now he can't complain when somebody else does it. right? So it was a dangerous move, but Rashad said that he got the 411 and the scoop on the intel, and somebody told him that that's because he got a 9-figure deal with an AI company, which I imagine is probably Snoop got that same deal, which I imagine maybe Tupac Estate got the same deal. I don't know. But if my imaginings is right, you understand me? It would make sense because, and I said this before multiple occasions, and I know everybody be listening to this where they get their ideas from. Hip hop estates and, deceased artists will benefit the most from AI. People are, how does that? Nobody gonna be streaming their real music. No, because they get the license out their voice. They get the license and make these samples easy to use and collect money on it, right? So imagine this. Just think about this. Drake puts out that, imagine if Drake puts out that freestyle on distribution and everybody goes listen to it and it goes number 1 and Tupac Estate gets paid. Now that's Tupac family getting paid. You know what I'm saying? That's his future children getting paid. If Snoop clears it, Snoop is getting paid and he ain't had to rap. You understand me? So imagine we do that and you open up that door and there's a platform for all of the artists to put their voice on there, right? Their intellectual property be licensed out. So now maybe I want to do a song where I got Jeezy ad-libs in the background, right? And he licensed that out. So every time he's saying, yeah, you feel me? Now he's getting paid for that small part. Yeah.
I feel you. Right, you own the song.
So artists, now just to cap off that point, I believe that estates, and this is another way for artists to get paid because somebody can make a song, especially with the way he did it. Because the way he did it, it wasn't all AI. This is the first time ever, he set a lot of precedence with this, that not only he had a deceased rapper, he had a current living legend, right? And then he had himself, right? The person that he dubbed on there that's living, he's still alive, but he didn't get Snoop to do it. He used his voice and he used Tupac's and then he used himself. So he created this collaboration with AI of his imagination. And here's the thing. People been doing this. Back in the day, people had those mixtapes where they'd chop up the voices. They'd be chopped and screwed, or there'd be an old Tupac verse with 50 Cent and Eminem on there, and we'd listen to it and be banging it. You feel me? That generation probably don't remember all of that. But if you go on the internet today, there's whole entire albums where people are chopping up lyrics and making songs. That's not that real person. They're basically doing manual what AI is doing.
Actually, Tupac was probably the only artist really known for that, getting chopped up and put on different verses.
Man, I remember they had stuff with Tupac and Biggie. I thought it was real.
Yeah. Now, speaking of monetization and companies, the House of Representatives has now passed the bill to ban. You said what?
Well, I had another point on sound scoring. So AI sounds. I want to put this on this video.
Right, go ahead.
And I heard you earlier before we were shooting when you was getting ready for this.
Come on, man. What's up, man? What happened now?
You was in there listening to that Yeah Glow in the mirror.
Nah.
I heard you. You tried to, you thought you was slick because you tried to replace it with Yeah Steve. And then he talking about some Yeah Jones. I'm like,
Yeah Jones.
I'm like, bro, you listening to Big Glow?
Nah, man, you capped out. Actually, I was listening to that new Steve Jones that's dropping on July 30th. So make sure y'all stream.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's caps up. Not Glorilla though, man. Stop playing.
Hey, listen. That's what you do on your off time. Last time I said that, didn't he confess right after the cameras went off? That he was actually, yeah, I did.
So you gonna vouch for, lying is a sin.
Can. So anyway, sound scoring, right? So sound scoring will help democratize content for all producers and marketers and branders and everything. So sound scoring is basically, when they do sound engineering on some content to where they sync it with the emotions, they sync it with the vibes. If you got a fast-paced scene, then they might have some drums. You got something sad, then they gonna have some, some mood music on the background. They're synthesizing it with the themes of the show or the content, right? Which I think is a great use case because most people can't afford it. It's time consuming and it's expensive to hire somebody to do it well. Every time you watch a movie, there's literally a manual person creating sounds for the movies that's in there. So they already had things like epidemic sounds and things of that nature. But with AI can automatically, especially one that's multimodal, it can view the scene and then match the sound to the scene. So this makes your content way more dynamic. This basically allows you to compete with Hollywood, right? So I think that that's dope. Not only that, you can create your own brand sounds. So for your product, now you can create original sounds that's connected to it for your intros, for your outro, everything that you need when it comes to sound and things of that nature, you now can have. So I think sound scoring and utilizing AI in that capacity is going to be huge. And eventually platforms will just integrate that on the platform because it's not something that you realize is missing, but it's the separation between high quality, right, and regular quality content. And what's happening is that gap is being bridged smaller and smaller and smaller. So we get CGI in the form of AI, what they call it Sora, right? Yeah. Green screen content where you can replace yourself, where you're able to make your own video on your phone. Because why? Videos are expensive. Everybody can't afford to get a high quality video that can match their song, right? So all of those things that's expensive for current artists and creators, they're going to eventually create a tool and that becomes a software as a service so that you can have full stack the same way like a large artist. Because why shouldn't you, right? A large artist can put together a huge budget to get one of those videos shot. Now you got the tools to do the exact same thing. So that's where I see some of the future going with some of these things. Information is everywhere. You can log into YouTube right now and type in almost any subject. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you won't even know if it's human generated or if it's just based on the algorithm that figured out that you wanted to find this subject and queried your information, created an automated process so they can get your eyeballs to try to sell you a product or get advertisement dollars. Humans need humans. We don't work and operate that well learning from machines. Because it's the connection to the information, it's the connection to the process that allows us to grow our neurons. It's that connection that allows us to be able to tap into that tapestry of thought to where we need to learn and be in environments to where we feel aspirational and we are inspired and it's empathetic. So today it's not about just having access to the information. It's not just about being able to have democratized education everywhere. It's about connection. Are you actually connected to it? When you are in a community, it reinforces that environment of connection. And that's why being a part of high level is so important. So you are reinforcing an environment with that human connection. I see you, you see me, you feel felt, you want to learn. Information and data, statistics and numbers and automation is fine, especially if you want to create income and utilize the technology for such. But human connection has always been a real source of learning. Don't just go for the information. Go for the community and go for the connection.
Where you say you at? 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 Where you say you at?
On the 25th free webinar, 19keysai.com, we can teach you this and more, how you can make your content faster, better, quicker than ever. Thank you for everybody that submitted for us to coach you. When it comes to your podcast, we're going to pick top 10 picks from that. We really want to take some of you all that have some of these podcast dreams to the next level. Everybody can act like they can teach you how to do it, but if they never did it, how can they do it? Right? We actually did it, right? We have one of the largest followings, one of the most streamed and watched shows globally, right? We do high level production. We know all of the tools. We know the tricks, the trades behind the scenes. And we can, not only that, for some people, we'll actually be able to help shoot it and give you full console, full package to get the whole thing done. Everybody needs them a show or to be a thought leader or have a personal brand connected. So content has to be a part of your strategy. Let High Level Media rock with you and come tap in with us. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a text message today too, bro. My sister texted me, said, happy 420. I told her we don't get high, we get high level. Straight up, yeah.
You took my slogan.
Hey, you know
I was going to say that. At some
I was
point in
promoting
time.
the brand.
So look, 420. Now we on this. Listen. All right. Some of y'all as getting high is messing up your brain and you're going crazy. Schizophrenia, bipolar. You feel me? All these issues and nobody wants to say it because nobody wants to blow your high. I get it, but you're not high level. You low level. You feel me? Everybody is not going to tell you they don't care about your health. They just want you to smoke. They don't care if you got mental issues in your family and you smoke, right? And it makes your condition worse. They don't care that it's numbing you. They don't care the fact that they putting chemicals in it. This ain't even the same weed that, you know what I mean, used to smoke. This shit got you addicted and you a fiend. You feel me? And now it really is a gateway drug. At first they used to say that to try to scare you. But now that gets you to fiending on something else because y'all be on all types of different things. Basically like a crackhead with the pipes. You feel me? So I just want to say that to you all. A lot of people are trying to numb their pain by getting high because they don't want to deal with it. And I personally have it in my own family and people that I know when they smoke, they're a different person and they get worse. They can't keep a straight mind, can't keep a clean mind. You feel me? And if we don't address this in society, the mental health of the Black community is going to completely, consistently be eroded while not being addressed. Because every time I say this, people are like, yeah, I am addicted. Every time I say this, people are like, yeah, the weed is different. Every time I say this, people are like, yeah, I do be tripping and I can't focus. You feel me? Yet the same thing happens over and over and over. So 420 ain't really shit to celebrate, to be honest. You feel me? What we celebrate, get high? Like niggas get high every day, B. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. All right.
No, niggas get high every day,
All right,
B.
man.
Shit is real serious outside.
You know
what I'm saying?
The whole
I'm dead.
Hold on, wait. Let's get to this.
No, look.
No.
We gotta stay on it. We gotta stay on the weed topic. It's 420. How we not gonna talk about weed?
Because you don't smoke weed.
Because I'm high level, not high
That's what
level.
I'm saying.
I used to smoke, so that don't mean I can't talk about it.
Come on,
Everybody
man.
snob. No, because you trying to dodge this. So now we gotta deal with it.
Nah, I ain't even smoking no weed today.
I ain't talking about today. Today. I wasn't even talking about you. See, now you put yourself up there. But
I ain't been smoking. But Ramadan was out just
let's deal with the reality of it though, man. I really want to deal with this a little bit because there's a real chemical assault on the Black man.
Yeah.
And we really do got all of the problems in the world. You feel me? And I know why people smoke because they trying to numb, but it ain't even working. You smoking just to smoke at this point. Let's be honest. Weed don't work. Not for your problems, right? It's not making you more creative. It's not making you more productive. So if we really being honest, you know what I mean? And if it don't work, why do you smoke? It's because you addicted.
Mm-hmm.
It's because in social circumstances, if you try to smoke, the other people like, damn, you quit smoking, bro? Then now they go, you sure you don't want to hit this? Right? So now you being influenced by peers when you really like, man, if I could just focus a little bit more, like, I don't think you should be getting high if you got low money supply. You know what I'm saying? Because literally can't afford it. There's a lot of things I can't afford to do. I ain't there yet. Right? If anything, let that be a celebratory thing. You feel me? Like, I literally have brothers who I know have mental, like in our family, there's mental issues that run through our family. Right? And when we smoke, it messes us up. You feel me? That's why I don't smoke, because I don't think it put my mind in the right place. Everybody is different. Everybody's genetics and genes and what's in their DNA is different. So we can't act like there's not a large percentage of people whose mind is not heavily affected and they tripping and going schizo and bipolar and depressed and manic. And it increases their anxiety instead of decreasing it. Instead of that moment while they high, a little decrease. But then as soon as they get off of it, their anxiety through the roof because the problem that they're decreasing the anxiety from, they ain't dealt with.
Well, you know why I ain't celebrate 420 today, to be all the way honest with you? I had a reality check last week. Man, I got a call that the kids been smoking weed. Man, it's reached the kids. So then I had to think about it. I said, shit, when did I start smoking weed? And I was a damn kid myself, right? However, that did not make it right. I was ashamed. So what I did was, I didn't even punish the kids, right? And like, as far as like a whooping or do some shit like that, I made them write me a 6-paragraph paper on the dangers of weed, the side effects of weed, what it do to you, what's in the weed and all of that. Cause I felt like shit, if I punish them, they gonna start having stuff from me. And now they like 13, 18 days. This the point where I need them to be my best friend. I need to know what's going on. So I can't scare them away. But I'm gonna implant it in your mind what the hell is in this weed and what you do with it. What's the side effects of it? That way, if you decide to smoke again, you already know. You already know what's gonna happen. You're gonna become low level. You know, it's etched in your brain on purpose.
So did they write the?
Hell yeah, I got them on my phone too. The kids don't play with me because I ain't I'm their uncle. Like, I don't tolerate the disrespect. Like, I don't like when kids talk back. Cause when I was growing up, I couldn't be in the same room as grown people and shit. So I'm old school with the kids.
If my uncle made me do that, I would have smoked the blunt and used ChatGPT.
Hey, no, they tried me though. They tried to copy and paste. They did. I ran it back. I sent it right back to him. I Googled the same article. Sent it back. I said, "Don't play with me."
I remember one time I got caught by my mom smoking weed. I was smoking weed with my older brother and my pop in the car. So I'm thinking it's funny for multiple reasons. So my brother had a Jeep, you know, in the back of the Jeep Cherokee, you could put the little cover over the back.
Yeah.
So he in the back seat, my pop's in the front seat. My pops had just got back in town. He used to have these disappearing acts. He was a magician. So
This nigga he's still gone.
That's how he'd disappear and reappear. So at this point, shout out to Pop. So anyway, he came back, right? And I remember my Pop said, no, I smoked at the time. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm sitting in the back. Me and Adrian in the back of the car just smoking. It was some stuff that had yellow smoke at that time. It was crazy. And I remember my pops getting in the car and my brother was like, hi in the back real quick. So I'm hide. I put the cover up. You know what I mean? He passing Pops the blunt. Pops coughing, smoking. The car is now being hotboxed. And then I'm in the back while he talking to Pops. He passing me the blunt on the side through the little width while I'm back there passing. I start coughing. It did. Pops act like he didn't know I was there. So he ain't had to check me on it. So anyway, I go back in the house. I'm walking in the house in slow motion. You know what I mean? We had that. This was the house on 4158 on Shenandoah.
Yeah.
I walk up the back steps and I go to the kitchen table and my mom's just like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? What? I'm good.
Hey.
I feel like Smokey at this point. Like, what you mean? She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, you high? I'm like, no. Like, it took me that long to respond. Like, in my mind, I'm responding faster, but every word coming out slow as hell.
Bro, that's
So I'm sitting at the table. She interrogating me at this point. You know what I mean? Now she called my pops over.
he had to.
She talking about, look at this boy, he high. My pop trying to act all surprised. Talking about some, huh? He talking about, boy, you been smoking? In my mind, I ain't no snitch. I'm like, yo, I'm smoking with you. And he trying to act like he tripping. Like, man, you know you can't be smoking. I'm like,
nigga blowing my head.
In my mind, I wanted to start laughing, but my mom was so serious.
Bro, you just reminded me, bro. I don't think I ever told the story. When I got caught smoking weed, I was so happy to be on a 10-day suspension. So I decided, shit, my mama gonna be at work, my sister's at school. I'm finna smoke weed inside the house. There's a roof out with me. So we smoking. Now, the night prior to this, I was eating some marshmallows and a couple of them must have fell on the table. Now, you know, if you leave marshmallows out, what happened? They get hard. They get hard, right?
I don't know.
Pause, but listen. I had to tell that part because that's an important part of the story. So I'm high now. I'm in the house. We smoking. And now, you know how you see the line go across the wall like a car pulling up? Mm-hmm. So through the window, I said, oh shit, this my mama's. She didn't go to work. So I let him out the back door. I try to act like, spray the house with the air freshener, play like I'm using the bathroom. Man, she come in instantly tripping.
Yeah.
My mama don't smoke or drink or nothing, so she can smell the weed out the gate. She tripping. Man, she made me get out the bathroom. She said, I'm finna whoop your ass. But I was so high that she was scared to whoop me, so this lady made me stand in the mirror for 2 hours. She said, look how stupid you look.
Oh, that's good.
So look, I'm just in the mirror. But this lady, she calling everybody in the family, telling them my business. But now she say, I'm finna call the rehab place. She get to calling the rehabs and all. But she look at the table and see these marshmallows.
Yeah.
This lady think I'm smoking Primo. Say, you smoking crack?
Damn. Damn, I ain't even gonna remind me of what story that remind me of now.
We gonna get in the last topic, bro. Speaking of my...
I remember when my cousin, and this is... No, look, this is something y'all can use for your children. He got caught smoking cigarettes. So he got caught smoking cigarettes and his pops, you know what I mean, is like, he a stone cold killer. I just say that about him. And he caught him and my older brother smoking. And when he did that, he called them to his backyard and he told them to stand right there. And he gave them a full pack. And he made them smoke the whole pack back to back until they was finished. He ain't smoked the damn cigarette since. You know what it's like to smoke a whole
tiny pack.
By the end, he was like damn near dead. And he was like, yeah, if you want to smoke him.
He got cancer now. It's crazy.
No, he good.
No, I was just playing. But now we're going to get into this last topic because I know a lot of people use this specific platform.
Mm-hmm.
And today I seen in the news that the House of Representatives has passed a bill to ban TikTok in the U.S. If the Chinese parent company ByteDance don't sell their shares within a year. Now, right now, you can currently use TikTok and you can still make your money off of it and get paid within this year. However, if they don't sell these shares, TikTok will be banned in the U.S., which means it'll stop a lot of money flow for the people who depends on this app. You know, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think the bill has now been moved to the Senate? Now, do you think the Senate is gonna pass this bill and ban it?
I think they're going to try to do what they do, but the thing is that ByteDance can always appeal it, and that appeal can take years. So as that appeal take years, we're going to have a new president. What is a new president going to think? The landscape changes. I think eventually it's not going to happen. It's going to be something that they're going to be talking about for years, and it's not going to actually go through. I can see why they want to do it. Number one, they don't like the competition of TikTok being able to speak certain truths on there, right? Because TikTok is a very like propeller, you feel me, type of platform to where people are able to engage in different truths and it's not controlled by mainstream media where all the governments own all of the other platforms and they literally have contracts with them and they sell them all the data and that whole entire thing. So they don't like the fact that there is basically like this unregulated party, you know what I mean, that is doing their thing, making it harder for them to operate as the managerial class over society, keeping people at bay and at will, going along with these narratives. So I can see why they don't like TikTok. TikTok represents a lot of jobs, number one. It is a platform that ain't about nothing for the most part. I think that if TikTok would promote more educational content, I went on there live today. On my TikTok, I think I got like 5,000 followers or subscribers or something just from that one live. And I was on there speaking. You feel me? And I think that my attitude towards TikTok was that it was a childish platform. It wasn't for me. So when you have people that normally would speak about more intellectual subjects or meaningful subjects and they're not on there, then you're not going to get that content. But a lot of people went on there because TikTok allows you to be able to have a voice that propels further. While a lot of these other platforms keep you at bay. But now it's becoming like a product platform where everybody is selling a product, right? Every time I go on there, somebody's selling some new vitamins or some new thing that they just got a creator program for and they not really serious and it's not real and it's fake. And now I wouldn't even know if it's AI that's selling it or a real person because now they got UGC AI where you can't tell the difference. And now we living in this AI world where it's going to be utilized a lot more. Like just so you know, what Drake did was a signal, and signals represent that a shift is coming, right? So now when you see that Drake thing, you can't take this lightly, right? You have to understand that this was a very significant moment for AI. This is the most influential genre and culture of the world, right? Is now utilizing AI for a very specific use case. Landscape change. We're now in the post Drake AI, you know what I'm saying, world, if you will. So you're going to see a lot more AI being utilized. You're going to see a lot more use case. Morgan's Law of Innovation states that, you know, innovation for the sake of novelty, right? It's just novelty. And novelty is like things that's original, different, unusual. So there's a lot of AI that's just made just because it's different and people, but it doesn't actually solve any problem. Right now, there's a lot of AIs that do, and we're going to go through a phase where a lot of stuff get kind of edited and filtered out where it's the more useful things. So this is going to be interesting. It's already being utilized in warfare, not just hip hop warfare, but it's being utilized. If you go look up Gospel and Lavender, these are some of the AIs that they utilize over there, in Gaza, to find targets, to create targets. It's very inhumane stuff that's happening. We're dealing with spiritual warfare, technological warfare, biological warfare, psychological warfare, information warfare. It's like you have to pay attention to the times that we are in. This is a time where you really want to elevate spiritually within yourself. This is a time where you really want to clean out all your faults. Like, I'm going to tell you what I'm really working on myself is really taking a mirror to myself. Like like how your mom said, you want to see how stupid you look? The whole world needs to go grab a mirror.
I could play with my shit.
They need to go and grab a mirror and see how stupid we look right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we understand how stupid we look during this time, that we are living in a very powerful era of technological advancement, very powerful era of liberating access to tools, and we're not using it. We got more communication and access to each other than ever, and we're not using it. And we look very stupid out here complaining about things, not utilizing our resources. We look very stupid not cleaning up our minds and preparing ourselves for the opportunities that exist every single day. We look very stupid not building these businesses, not like getting economically straight. Right? We talk about financial literacy, and financial literacy is one piece of the struggle, because if you don't have jobs, there are no opportunities, regardless of how financially literate you are. We have first generation problems. We're trying to be curse breakers, and success is not determined upon the results that you have today. It's about the amount of adversity that you can go through. You know what I'm saying? And come out on that other end and transmute that. So I might see somebody from the hood that may not have as much as somebody that, you know, that's up millions from a business that they started, but their adversity is completely different. I was talking to a white man and I'm like, bro, you haven't had 10 partners, you know, that died before you was the age of 19. You ain't had 3 to 4 cases that you went to. You didn't deal with violence in the streets and in the household. You didn't deal with drug use and have family members that was in and out of prison. My family and my mom and dad met while he was locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to deal with all of the things that come along with growing up in, you know, these type of environments. So the adversity that is required for me to be in the same room as you is completely different. I'm starting with 1,000 pounds on my back. So the fact that I can stand up with it, with the same posture that you have, means I'm stronger. We're not equal. And we don't understand that adversity is that success. How you triumph through adversity is the true caliber of success. So salute to everybody that went through something and it only made them better. You know what I'm saying? And because white America puts themselves in the center of the narrative, they think everything surrounds them. They can't see from everybody else's viewpoint, right? They can't see from your adversity. I see it, right? So even when I might talk about weed, but I'm really speaking, I ain't judging you to smoke a blunt, still be the homie. You smoke a blunt right next to me. I ain't about to be the one that's goddamn constantly sitting there down to you and judge you. But at the end of the day, I may give you a divine reminder, because sometimes we need that angel on our side, because the devil is loud as hell these days.
Yeah. And on that note, this is the closing of the Man to Man podcast. And I'm glad you said that, because when I had one that got a propane tank just now, got it refilled. And when I was walking out, a guy had asked me for some change, but he was just smiling and energetic or whatnot. And I told him I don't even carry cash. But when I came out the store, I said, man, somebody else gonna bless you only because you got the smile on your face, bro. So it just reminded me his attitude about life. Even though he's struggling and he ain't got nothing to his name, he ain't really gave up on himself. Like, cause he still got a good spirit and he's smiling. And he say, man, you know why you got to keep smiling, whether it's highs or lows, man. I know God gonna work something out for me in these coming days. So we gonna end it out on that. Thank you for watching the Man to Man show with me and my good brother, Mr. 19 Keys. Catch us next Thursday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, and make sure you go and get you your Crownz Society hat ASAP. These are the top crowns. Make sure you go order yours at Crownz19.com. Discount code M2M. You understand me? Get 0% off.